Hello and welcome to this deep dive presentation about the enhanced case reassessment process in Quorum Social Program Management version 7.02. In this presentation, we'll start by discussing the as-is scenario, that is, the state of the software prior to version 7.02. We'll then move on to an overview of the solution or enhancement, including descriptions of the to-be scenario, in other words, the changes in version 7.02. We'll then present some of the technical details of the changes, and we'll finish by telling you where you can find more information about the updates. Previous SPM releases introduced a reassessment aggregation workflow process to track and control case reassessments, so that caseworkers were alerted to various stages of the reassessment workflow, so that they can see how reassessment is progressing. The user interface indicates whether the case has been successfully reassessed, or is awaiting reassessment in the Dependency Manager batch suite. However, it is possible for a batch process to fail. Currently, there is no mechanism to alert the user that the case is not up to date with respect to its evidence. In Quorum version 7.02, the goal is to address this scenario for reassessment. In the event of an error during batch processing, a case is not reassessed. Consequently, the result of that evidence change, that is, the new determination, could be at odds with the evidence recorded on the case. In other words, the determination does not reflect the evidence change. However, this condition is not displayed in the determination screen. Caseworkers are therefore unaware of batch failures. This lack of feedback means that caseworkers cannot understand why the determination may be at odds with the evidence recorded on the case. Currently, the system informs the user at various points where reassessment has been triggered or is in progress. As you can see here, the determination screen currently shows when a case was last reassessed and when the decisions last changed. The determination screen shows that reassessment has been started in response to a data change, for example, evidence or certification change, and is currently in progress. If deferred to batch, the determination screen shows that the most recent reassessment attempt has been deferred to batch processing. It does not, however, advise the caseworker if the batch has failed. If this occurs, a case would not be reassessed, and it could be out of date with respect to its evidence. The solution to the problem has two main components. Enhance reassessment processing to detect batch processing failures so that caseworkers can be informed, and when detected, display an informational message on the determinations page so that caseworkers are made aware that an expected reassessment failed to occur. Here's what the solution looks like. The failure of a batch triggers the new part of the process. The system now displays a message to the caseworker that the batch reassessment has failed. By displaying this message, the caseworker immediately sees that the case has failed to be reassessed and is not up to date with respect to the latest evidence. Therefore, decisions will not be made because the expected reassessment on which they were to be based failed to occur. The determination screen seen here shows that the most recent reassessment attempt was by batch. The screen also indicates that it failed, and displays a message indicating the failure and its date and time. The person who ran the batch program, an administrator, will also receive an error message indicating that the reassessment of the case failed. The administrator is still responsible for ensuring that the appropriate corrective action is taken. This part of the process has not changed. Note that the batch run may take place sometime after the caseworker has viewed the case, possibly not even on the same day. So there is no guarantee that the caseworker will return to the case and notice this message in a timely fashion. Therefore, the batch reassessment failure message on the determination screen cannot replace the corrective action that the administrator currently would take. The final step in the process is where any errors have been rectified and the reassessment has been successfully completed. The determination screen now shows that there has been a successful reassessment after the failed batch reassessment. The caseworker can be confident that the decisions they make are based on the most up-to-date evidence. Now let's discuss some of the technical details behind the enhancement. The Dependency Manager batch process has been updated to write a record with a status of batch fail to the dependency trace table for skipped records. Skipped records are records that failed reassessment due to timeouts or rule errors. The determinations page reads the latest record from the dependency trace table. If the record is set to batch fail, it displays a message so that the caseworker knows that the case determination is not up to date with the current evidence for the case. System administrators are notified about skipped records from batch jobs in the normal manner. When a reassessment subsequently succeeds for the case, a reassess record is written to the dependency trace table. The determinations page will display the date and time of the successful reassessment, rather than the failed assessment. Note that for a record with trace type of reassess or batch fail, a row will always be recorded in the dependency trace table, regardless of the setting for the Kurum Dependency Monitor Database application property. The message displayed to the caseworker on the determinations page is configurable. That is, you can disable the message using the validation message ID shown on the slide. The default text, which is customizable, is batch reassessment has failed for this case on date and time. There are no upgrade impacts as a result of this enhancement. You can find more information about this enhancement in the IBM Knowledge Center in the section entitled Reassessment, Handling Changes in Circumstances. There's also more information in the release notes for Kurum version 7.02. This is IBM's standard legal disclaimer. And this concludes the presentation about the enhanced case reassessment process in Kurum Social Program Management version 7.02. Thank you for watching.